What's an unspoken rule that annoys you when people don't know about it? Stand 2 meters back from the airport baggage carousel. If everyone does it, then enters that ring to grab their luggage and leave, then everyone can see their luggage as it comes and no one is jostling. It never occurred to me until I traveled in South Korea and they had a white line around the carousel that everyone stood on. It was remarkably efficient and I wish the rest of the world adopted it. I've seen the line around the carousel in many airports but it rarely made any difference. There are always those important people to whom the rules don't apply. Let people know when you have them on speakerphone, especially when your husband, wife, partner, friend, any other human is within earshot. People playing music loudly on their phones in public or on public transport especially. No one wants to hear what you're listening to. I was in a COVID testing clinic for 3 hours and this woman was scrolling through TikTok. It was on so loud and it was constant barrage of noise when everyone there was sick. I wanted to tell her off but had no energy that day. If someone is hosting you, don't insult or give a negative critique of their home. Some people have fewer resources than others, only one income to live off of, and have worked very hard to get less, etc. No need to point out home imperfections. Insane that someone would be rude enough to do this. Don't immediately assume it's okay to smoke in someone's house, regardless of their living situation. I don't care if it's literally a cardboard box or an upscale mansion. Ask first. Also applies to vehicle. Stairs are for ascending and descending. Move out of the way when you are done using them. Standing in front of them and looking around like a lost tourist is not one of their functions. People in malls really love looking around when standing right at the end of an escalator. Standing in the middle of the supermarket aisle blocking the entire aisle with your trolley while you stare at the shelf is not okay. Or exiting an aisle with your cart first at full speed without checking the traffic in the main walkway. Warn people that your kid is sick before turning up at their house interacting with them. Chickenpox, flu, hand, foot and mouth. Stomach bug all caught by my toddler in the last 12 months and could have been avoided. Respect people's right to say no. It's okay to ask someone for something, or to do something, or whatever, but if they say no, don't pester them or guilt trip them. People who pressure their friends are kind of garbage friends. One thing that annoys me is when somebody asks for something, I say no, then they say please. I didn't say no because you were rude enough to not use your manners. I said no because I didn't want to. If someone pays for something for you, I'm not talking about as a gift. I just mean we can't split the bill here so I'll pay and you can pay me your half later. I'll buy both of our concert tickets now and you can revolt me for it later. etc. You really shouldn't make them ask you to pay them back. Ideally not even once, but especially not 2 or 3 times. If I owe someone money like that I make sure to pay them back as soon as I can and let them know once I've done it. I have a friend who I know is not short on money, but I stopped offering to pay for things for him in situations like the above because he just forgets and makes you ask him 2 or even 3 times before he does it. I really think that's not fair to people. You're putting them in an uncomfortable position. And it's so uncomfortable to ask for money back. Like I don't want to seem like a tight butt who cares more about money than the friendship, but just because I had enough extra to cover once, doesn't mean I don't need the money myself. When you're in the elevator with a group of people and get to the bottom, and it opens, and a handful of people lurch forward to get in. Now we are standing there, face to face in gridlock. During this moment you say to yourself, how long until they realize they are the ones who have to move or you are not going to get out of the elevator, ever. Then you see a look of surprise sweep over their face, and then they move back. Move your cart to the side of the aisle when looking for groceries. Don't hog up the middle. Oh, of course I'll wait for you to pick out a flavor of beans. Sharon, take your time. Also, if they ask who's next at the deli and you haven't decided yet, don't say you're next and have a 5-minute discussion about what you may or may not want. Waiting for others to exit an elevator or train before entering. Saying thank you when someone holds a door open. 1 for 1 when merging lanes in heavy traffic. 1 for 1 when merging lanes in heavy traffic. This one should be a law. That leaving your shopping cart in the middle of the parking lot is lazy and just plain rude. I hate finding a parking spot only to realize that there's a freaking shopping cart already taking up the spot. Where I live, you have to put a €1 coin in them to unlock them. When you return the cart, you get it back. If you don't put it back, someone else will, just to collect the money. Wait, I have another. You shouldn't be texting while driving. That's a given. But for the love of all that is holy, if you are the lead car at a red light, pay attention to the light. Some lights are short and all of us need to get through it. Update Twitter later. I take my line leader duty seriously. People who say crap like "why are you in such a hurry" in response to this don't seem to understand just how easily you can massively frick up the flow of traffic. Phones should be on mute in public places, especially the crib room at work. No one want to hear the video you are watching while they're trying to eat. Wow, glad I'm not the only one. It's been getting down to 10 degrees here, so I ditched eating in the car for the break room and found we have a gentleman who will play his stupid news show on blast through his phone speakers in a silent room of about 15 people. When someone is helping you move, you offer them pizza and beer. No exceptions. If they don't drink, offer them soda or water. Preferably a tank of gas, also considering they're probably driving a pickup truck that's gonna need a good bit to get from old place to new place. Don't play music out loud from your mobile phones on public transportation. I get that you're going to have a boring ride, but don't ruin everyone else's. Or kids games. Turn the volume off in the train or waiting room or restaurant. People that asks questions every third scene in a movie when it will be explained later. Hey, why is this character doing this thing? Just keep watching, you'll see. 10 minutes later. So now what's this character doing that for? Just keep watching, you'll see. 30.5 seconds later. Hey, why is he doing that now? Just watch the mother and these questions won't be freaking necessary, I promise you. Don't block the footpaths. If you're waiting for something, move off it to the side. We're not obligated to walk around you because you have an ego. Hold the door open for the person behind you if they are close, at least long enough to prevent the door from being slammed shut on their face. Especially if they just had the door held open for them. Baffles the mind when I hold the door open for someone and they just slip through and the person behind them has to reopen it, especially if it's a particularly heavy door. I live in NYC and I take the subway to and from work. Two things. 1. When the train is arriving and you're on the platform, not only do you have to wait for people to get off the train first, you have to step to the side to actually allow people room to get off the train. 2. If you're on the train and the train pulls into the platform, please step off the train and onto the platform and to the side. This will allow room for the people crammed into the middle of the train car to have room to get off. Do not just stand there looking at your phone blocking the door, because if you do, then a very small Hispanic woman that is about 4 feet 11 and about 90 pounds will hit you hard and push you out of the way. If you see me taking off my headphones to listen and answer your question, to immediately put them on again, 5 times, it clearly means that I'm just being polite, not that I'm interested in talking to you. So stop asking me questions. If you're out at a restaurant party event with someone, don't offer any criticisms about their appearance unless they can actually change it. Oh, thank you for pointing out the spot I missed shaving. I'll just spend the rest of the night thinking about it and how I can do nothing about it. I've heard this referred to as the 30-second rule. Durations vary, but the gist of it is that you shouldn't comment on anything about someone's personal appearance that they can't fix in 30 seconds. Offer a glass of water to anyone providing physically stressful service at your place. For example, furniture delivery guy. Lots of PPL assume that they are just doing their job, but doesn't mean you forget basic human courtesy. If you aren't friends with someone anymore, it doesn't mean you can go around telling their secrets to everyone. Secrets are secrets and under no condition shall they be broken. It's truly disgusting to see how people don't realize this. It's basic knowledge you should know, though it hasn't been made as an actual rule. Also applies to dating. Don't start going around saying crap which they told you in confidence. Close your mouth when chewing. The sound of someone chomping their food and all those slurping sound they make and sometimes saliva flying out of their mouth is disgusting. No one wants to hear that crap. Don't take the last of something without asking. Had gooey butter cookies I brought home when visiting family. I know they're impossible to stop eating, so I guess it's my fault. Offered roommate some when I left. Came back and they were all gone. Never even got one. Also, if you finish something and replace it with the exact same thing. An old roommate of mine once finished up my fancy $15 olive oil and replaced it with Goya. If the light is green but there's no room for you across the intersection, you don't go and sit in the middle of traffic. This is actually law, at least here in NY. Standing on the right side and walking on the left on an escalator. Somebody wearing headphones isn't a sign they are lonely and want to talk. More specifically, if somebody is wearing headphones, leave them alone. When you're at the counter or drive-thru of a business such as a bank, fast food, or pharmacy, put down the goddamn cell phone. Not only is it incredibly rude, but you could be ignoring questions or comments that are for your safety. Bathroom door closed equals occupied. Bathroom door open wide equals available. Bathroom door slightly ajar with exhaust fan running equals enter at your own risk. If doors are closed and nobody is inside, just wait forever. If I'm in the aisle of the bookstore and trying to get past your mountain-sized backpack, take the dang thing off. Edging forward 1 inch doesn't help at all. Clean all the snow off your car, not just the snow on your windshields. The show blows off the top of your car into the windshield of the car behind you. Technically, this is a spoken rule, as it's the law in my state, but nobody talks about it and nobody follows it. Saying excuse me when you get in or need to get in someone's way or pass by. It used to be a rule but was lost over time. If you're with a group of friends and you're going to do something together but not everyone is invited or going, don't bring it up. In traffic, polite driving is observing right of way, not letting people pass when they don't have it. It seems polite to you, but it's confusing and frustrating even to the person you're letting in. Lower your freaking voice, read the room and modulate your volume. If you're only one of 2 tables in a small cafe or restaurant, you don't have to shout, "I'm 2 feet away." When a man uses the middle urinal when you're using either the first or last urinal, man, the second urinal is for separation only. Oh god, I thought that was just comedy sketch stuff. People who expect you to be free childcare for them as you are a woman. I can't tell you how much this pisses me off. Yes, Mark, I have ovaries. That doesn't mean I want to give up my free time so you can go out drinking as you need it yet don't have the money to pay for a babysitter. Your choice to have kids, so they are your responsibility. I have zero sympathy, buddy. Clean your own crap stains off the toilet pan. Flow of traffic at malls and other crowded places. It's literally driving rules. Stop walking against the flow of traffic. Don't comment on how a stranger looks. Yesterday in a cafe, a man I've never met before said, "You need to trim down a bit." Rude butthole. If you are a tourist, don't stand in the middle of the sidewalk but make space for other people so they don't have to wait for you to finish your Instagram picture. If you smoke, don't freaking smoke right outside the entrance to the building. Not only are you in the way, but everyone coming in or out gets a face full of smoke. Move out the way. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.